Good morning. It's morning for me. It's actually right at 6:16 right now, a.m. Just got back. Had a very easy day today. Just had to, move some hay and put a little feed out. So it was a real super easy day. Anyway, gonna get to this real quick. Let's bring this up. Right. Okay, share. Let me make sure I'm sharing correctly. Now, how do I move myself? Always wondered that. Do I just no, I can't do it that way. Um, how do I move myself? Pop out dashboard, channel level settings. No, not doing that. I don't know. Everybody else can get their picture over here or down here, but I haven't been able to figure this junk out yet. It's driving me completely crazy is what it's doing. Uh, you know, where you have I've had some strokes, y'all know that, and it's difficult for me to figure things out sometimes. That's another reason why I got out of the that's another reason why I got out of the music business whenever I did, because they changed over from analog to digital, and when it came in with Pro Tools. And I don't know if you've ever used Pro Tools in the music industry or trying to mix music. It's a humongous, gigantic pain in the butt. And I basically would have to learn how to do things all over again from the very beginning. And I tried, and I just couldn't figure it out, man. I mean, it was just so freaking confusing. I mean, you bring up the computer screens and everything's in this jargon that you have to go figure out what that jargon means, and then you have to learn how to use it where you're mixing instead of, oh god, it just drove me insane. Anyways, let's get on with this. This is the riots, the media, and the truth. This conservative's perspective. All right, this is going off of what's going on right now. All right, America's cities are under siege, and the mainstream media is covering for the culprits. In California and other Democrat-controlled bastions like Portland and Seattle, riots are raging, fueled by groups like Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and others who wave foreign flags while torching the stars and stripes. The King's Day protest, the supposed stand against Trump's immigration policies, has morphed into a violent spectacle, yet the mainstream media insists on calling these chaos-filled scenes peaceful riots. This isn't just bias, it's a deliberate distortion of reality. Meanwhile, citizen journalists on social media are exposing the truth. Violence, destruction, and blatant rejection of American values. From shadowy financiers to Democratic cheerleaders, the forces behind this unrest are clear, and President Trump's resolve to restore law and order is more vital than ever. I can't believe I left law out. The peaceful riots, a media fabrication. Mainstream media's coverage of these riots is a masterclass in selective storytelling. They slap labels like mostly peaceful on events where rioters loot stores, assault police, and set city blocks on fire. Take Los Angeles. Recent riots saw protesters block highways and torch autonomous vehicles, yet outlets like CNN focused on grievances rather than chaos. Compare that to social media, where citizen journalists post raw footage of the violence, like this X-Post link showing rioters hurling bricks at cops, ignored by the mainstream media. And I'm going to bring this up. And I'm going to show to you. Let's see, here it is right here. Share that. Let me make sure I'm sharing it. Yes, I am. Okay. Then you just go down here, and this is just the LA riots. I just put hashtag LA riots in, and this is what it's brought up. I don't know what that is, but I mean, this is peaceful protesting. This is peaceful protesting. This is peaceful protesting. You know, I mean, yeah, riding a dirt bike around with a Mexican flag to the country he doesn't want to return to because he's living high off the hog here in America off of welfare he shouldn't be getting. And look at this. Is this acceptable? No. This guy with the mask on, this woman was just having a discussion with him, and because she was making points, they decided to attack her. Guy ran his bike right into her. It's freaking insane. Well, let me. You can tell who the protesters, the rioters and the Antifas and the BLMs and the paid protesters, they're right here. They're wearing a mask. Let me make full screen. Mask, 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 mask. Everybody, she was dumb enough to pull hers down, so we know who she is. He's got his pulled down, so we know, can probably figure out who he is, but mask, 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 mask. It's all the same people rioting everywhere all the time, you know. Let's see, let's get back to here, get out of that, and we can get back to this. Make sure I'm sharing it properly. Yes, I am. Okay. And showing the rioters hurling bricks at cops ignored by the MSM. Then there's the symbolism. Rioters waving Mexican or Palestinian flags or the flags of their own home country while burning American ones. Nothing upsets me more than watching somebody burn the American flag. I mean, even though that is the correct and proper way to dispose of the American flag, they're not doing it to properly dispose of an American flag. They're doing it in protest of America and our values. The MSM downplays this, rarely showing the images that flood platforms like X, Truth Social, and Rumble. It's not just omission, it's a refusal to confront the anti-American sentiment driving these acts. The media wants you to see victims, not vandals. In other words, the mainstream media's focus is if it bleeds, it leads, you know. King's Day and the anti-American vanguard. Oh, dear Lord. The King's Day protest, named after Martin Luther King Jr., claims to oppose Trump's racist deportation policies. But enforcing immigration law isn't racism. It's the rule of law. Groups like Antifa and BLM have hijacked this cause, turned it into a riot fest. Antifa, a claimed loose band of anarchists, thrives on violence. Think Molotov cocktails, skateboards used as weapons and smashed windows. BLM wants a voice for racial justice. Yeah. But after they found out that all the money, the millions and millions of dollars they collected, all went to the heads of the BLM, and now they all have several mansions on the East, West Coast, and down in Florida, and on the coast of Texas and stuff. Man, it was a money scam. Have hijacked the cause, turned it into a riot fest, and Antifa claimed Loose band of anarchists thrive on violence. Think Molotov cocktails, skateboards used as weapons and smashed windows. BLM, once voice for racial justice, now pushes Marxist rhetoric and has been linked to looting sprees. The MSM calls them activists. I mean, AOC said, well, they're just stealing so that they can buy bread. Yeah, right. But social media tells the real story. These aren't freedom fighters, they're agitators, rejecting America's core principles, and the mainstream media's refusal to call them out is complicity by silence. Who's funding the chaos? Who's bankrolling this mayhem? Follow the money. Yes, I explained this in another post, man. I have tried to follow the money and couldn't, but thankfully, we'll get to that in a minute. George Soros, through his Open Societies Foundation, has poured millions into progressive groups tied to Antifa and BLM. Beyond Soros, speculation swirls about foreign players, cartels, or hostile regimes exploiting our porous borders to sow discord. Rioters don't show up with matching gear and pre-printed signs by accident. Someone's supplying them. Investigative journalists on X have found out who has been donating them. Okay, let me show you this. All right. Right here, share. Let me make sure I'm sharing. Yes, I am. Okay. Let's see here. This right here is, Soros, Christy Walton, and Neville. This right here is a good breakdown of everybody who's in on this riot, and this thread and the comments in it is pretty good. All right. So I put that link in there. All right. Let's see. Got to get back over here. Bring the article back up. Okay. Who's funding the chaos? Have found out who's been donating money to these organizations. And the Democrats, they're fanning the flames. Kamala Harris once dubbed the 2020 riots overwhelmingly peaceful, while local leaders like Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass shrug off the latest destruction as minor, even laying the blame for the violence on President Trump, restoring law and order. That woman is so dumb, it's unreal. The rhetoric excusing violence is understandable, embodies rioters. It's not just negligence, it's encouragement. The modernized Smith-Mundt Act, propaganda unleashed. Y'all knew I was going to get this in here. I have been screaming about the Smith-Mundt Act for well over a decade now, and thank God people are finally waking up to how it's being abused. The modernized Smith-Mundt Act, propaganda unleashed. Why does the MSM twist the truth? Look to the modernized Smith-Mundt Act of 2012. I have written several Substack stories covering this topic. This law loosened restrictions, letting the government feed into the domestic audiences that was once reserved for foreign propaganda only. Critics say it's turned the MSM into a mouthpiece parroting narratives over facts. When CNN calls a riot peaceful while ignoring burning buildings, that's not journalism. It's the modernized Smith-Mundt Act's legacy at work. It's why the media can sanitize chaos without blinking and not have to worry about paying any kind of price or punishment or anything. Citizen truth versus media lies. While the mainstream media spins, citizen journalists fight back. Social media platforms like X are battlegrounds of truth, where posts like this show rioters torching an American flag, scenes you won't find on MSNBC. The MSM curates a sterile narrative. Citizens deliver the raw reality. compare NBC's sanitized take on Portland riot to this X thread. All right, let me bring these two up real quick. All right, over here, got share, NBC, share. Okay, see this? It says, federal agents, Portland protesters, and standoff as chaos envelops part of the city. And they go on in this article basically sanitizing, making everything seem all nice, and they propagandized the hell out of it. It's what they did, And now compare that to this X thread. Okay, let me get this up. Share it and see. Oh, look at here. This is Portland. That just happened. Andy, no, Portland. This was June 19th. Well, that was 2020. Okay, we got 2020 again. 2020. Wait a minute. Oh, that's right, because I pulled it up for the 2020. That's right. The riots in 2020 is what I pulled up. Ah, darn it. I didn't do that right. Anyway, I remember that's my screw up. But yeah, it still burn, spit, American flag in Portland. And it's just, this whole thing right here is just nothing but videos of them burning American flags in Portland, and waving flags of other countries. This whole section right here. That's all it is. Get back to the stream. Share, make sure I'm sharing. Yes, I am. Okay. Unfiltered, the gap is undeniable, and it's why the left wants social media muzzled. That's why they had their big remember whenever all of us got kicked off of social media and X was still Twitter. Every voice, every conservative voice was kicked off. I lost my Twitter account. I had a little over, I think it was 34,000 followers at that time. And then I just went in and I tried to get my account reinstated. They wouldn't. And so I just opened up a new account. I don't know how many followers I got on there. And I really don't care. All I care about is reaching one person. If I reach one person, my job is done. I've passed the information on. Okay. Trump's Flag Day parade, patriotism, not self-promotion. Amid all this turmoil, Trump's planning a Flag Day parade on June 14th, 2025. A triple celebration of Flag Day, the U.S. Army's 250th birthday, and yes, his own birthday. Plus, I believe it's also Martin Luther King Day. The mainstream media and Democrats cry self-serving, pointing to Trump turning 79 that day. But Flag Day honors our flag's adoption, and the Army's milestone salutes our troops. Trump's birthday is just a freaking coincidence, y'all. Contrast this with the illegal immigrant crisis, Trump's deporting criminals, fulfilling his promise to secure America while rioters and their Democratic allies scream racism. The parade's about pride in country, not ego. And Trump's doing exactly what he ran on. Trump's promises delivered. Trump's track record proves he keeps his word, unlike Democrats who thrive on empty promises. In Trump's first administration, he funded the border wall. He funded it and built it despite fierce resistance. Trade deals replaced NAFTA with USMCA, boosting American jobs. Phase one of the China trade deal. And then right after they signed that, what happened? COVID-19. Judges appointed. 3 Supreme Court justices and 200 plus federal judges, cementing a conservative judiciary, not including the judge shopping that the uniparty does to slow President Trump's agenda down. You know about judge shopping. I shouldn't have to explain that. All right. Second administration, 2025 to present. Deportations, targeting illegal immigrants with criminal records, murderers, not hardworking Angelenos. And Trump promised, I think he said so many a day, but I think he's only getting like 1,000 or a little more than 1,000 a day. But 1,000 a day is 1,000 a day. You know, deregulation, slashing red tape to unleash economic growth, military strength, boosting defense spending to keep America dominant. The left riots, Trump delivers. The fight for America. These riots aren't protests. They're attacks on our great republic. The mainstream media lies, Democratic excuses, and shadowy funding fuel the fire. But truth is breaking through. Trump's keeping his promises from securing the borders to honoring our flag. The American people see it, and we won't be silenced any longer. All right. Right on. I love it. And let's see, 21 minutes. A little longer than 17 this time. But I did yap a bunch in the middle there. And it probably would have ended up right at 17 minutes again. But yeah, I've noticed some coincidences. I think we're going to make a connection to Monday, the 17th, Flag Day. And God it's got me smiling. I think something big's fixing to go down, y'all. I mean, you can do Trump can definitely do 2, 3, 4, 5 different things at the same time. I think we're fixing to see something big real soon. All right. Well, y'all have a great and blessed day. And I'm going to end this one right here. See y'all. Oh, and to those who have become paid subscribers, thank you. That makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm actually doing some good here. So thank you. You don't have to put this out for free, but if you want to be a paid subscriber, you can. All right. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, have a great and blessed day, y'all. Bye.